This episode of Headlocktalk is brought to you by
Austin-based company Naturally Hemp's and their new line of CBD gummies. These gummies are made with 100% baked-in, pharmaceutical-grade, non-isolate-based CBD. What we're talking about here is the entourage effect. The entourage effect refers to the stronger effect you get when combining multiple cannabinoids together, as opposed to just CBD. Full-spectrum CBD, or CBD distillate, tends to be more potent and lasts longer. Unlike some other brands that use a spray-on CBD, Naturally Hemp CBD distillate is baked in, so you know you're getting the full dose with each gummy. I personally use them for all kinds of things, like sleep aid or muscle pain. And did I mention they taste great? They got 5 flavors. Strawberry, green apple, lemon lime, watermelon, and get this, the orange flavor has vitamin C in it.
Ooh.
So, if this sounds like something you could go for, head over to your nearest Create a Sig vape shop and pick yours up today to see for yourself the difference Naturally Hemp's gummies can make in your life.
Steven, have you ever had Japanese peanuts before?
What makes them Japanese?
Dude, I don't know, but I'd highly recommend to stay away from them.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is not where I thought this was going.
No. I had some Japanese peanuts the other day, and nobody informed me that you have to, let them, suck on them a little bit before you start chomping into them.
I see.
I cracked a tooth. Like part of my tooth came off.
Oh no.
Yeah, I cracked it, right here in the back of my mouth. Right back here. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, it sucks.
what?
Yeah, just completely cracked.
Why do they make these peanuts so hard?
I don't know, dude. That's what I'm saying. Stay away from the Japanese peanuts.
Man, they grow them with that strong style.
That's true.
in Japan.
Strong style peanuts, dog. Man, that's a new business adventure right there.
New spokesperson, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Strong style peanuts. You know what else is strong style?
What's that?
This episode of Headlock Talk, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
man.
We are back once again. My name, of course, is Tanner, and to my right...
Oh, you got it right this time.
Yeah! It's not to the left this time.
Yeah.
It's to the right. The one and only Mr. Steven.
Why, hello there.
Hello, Steven.
Hello.
So how are you doing this evening?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We got a lot of good wrestling. Yeah. A lot of good wrestling news to talk about. Yeah.
Absolutely. We, of course, are going to be recapping the show that we just watched, WrestleMania 35. And we're going to introduce, actually, a couple new segments that I hope you guys enjoy. We're going to be doing more of a, maybe a little bit more interactive way about doing our shows.
Yeah.
So we'd like to test a few different segments out here. Before we dive in, though, overall thoughts on WrestleMania 35, Steven?
It was good. It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You liked it a lot?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I would say, this is gonna sound weird, but I would say I liked it pretty much as I thought I would. They definitely had some big moments in it that I really, really enjoyed. But definitely had some stuff that was...
Would you say ugly?
I would.
Really?
I would.
Okay. Well, so let me introduce our new segment here, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes.
Where we break down and discuss what was the good, the bad, and the ugly here for this WrestleMania 35 edition. So, Steven, break it down for me here. What was the good about WrestleMania 35 for you?
So, the good was Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan.
It's a good choice.
Really, really liked that match. The bad is going to be maybe one of two things. I'll go with one because the other one's going to be my ugly.
Okay.
The bad was the Rey Mysterio Samoa Joe match. Did absolutely nothing for me other than make me sad that one of my favorite wrestlers got destroyed in less than 2 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, less than a minute.
Less than a minute. Yeah.
Wow.
And I feel kind of weird about it because I like Samoa Joe. I definitely like Samoa Joe, but putting Ray out like that, man, this guy's a legend, not a jobber. What's happening right now? I don't know.
No, that's a fair point.
And then the ugly, maybe controversial, but I'm locking this in. The ugly was the Universal Championship match at the top of the show.
Really? Well, we'll let you get into it.
Yeah.
We'll run down the card.
Yeah.
I mean, so you can elaborate on what was ugly and what was great about the Kofi Kingston Daniel Bryan match, of course,
absolutely.
too. For me, the good about WrestleMania 35 for me, I mean, there were some big moments. This felt more to me like the biggest moment WrestleMania, right? Like, it's strange to say, but like this felt more like individual pieces of a card put together as one big card, and many different big moments.
Yeah,
so
I can see that.
So the good here would, I guess, be for WWE's network and archives, because they've got a lot of big moments that they can highlight about this year. This was probably the best overall WrestleMania that I can remember since WrestleMania 30.
Nice.
So 5 years in between, getting some good WrestleManias in there. The bad, I mean, honestly, the bad was probably the finish to the main event for me.
Yeah,
and I can elaborate more on that. I don't think that for our listeners out there, I don't think it's for the same reasons that y'all will think I think it's bad. Because I mean,
interesting. Okay,
I mean, I have an explanation and a reason, and we'll get there at the time, in due time rather. And then the ugly for me, man. As much as this was a good WrestleMania in terms of moments, this was way too long. 7.5 hours of WrestleMania is too much WrestleMania.
Well, see, like you said, it's a really, really good show and everything like that. But they do a lot of stuff that I was kind of, I don't know, I was kind of weirded out by, because the lead up to most of the matches, they show like a 5-minute promo about the match and the lead up to it. And that kind of struck me as a little weird. These are promos that we see on Raw and SmackDown. Yep. And it's just kind of strange. If someone's putting in the time to sit down and watch WrestleMania, or, put in their money to watch WrestleMania, they know these storylines. They're not just stumbling into WrestleMania blindly. And so I thought that was kind of weird. And I think that was a big factor in, because of course it was long, but I think that was a big factor in it feeling very long as well.
Well, and it was other things too. Like, there was definitely matches for me that I feel like it could have been a Raw match, or it could have been a SmackDown match, right?
100%. Yeah.
There was things like that. There was right before the main event, Alexa Bliss comes out and does the usual attendance figure for the night, where we got like over 80,000 people in the stadium. That's great.
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, that's cool.
Sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then we had to prolong a dance segment. I'm just not a fan of that. Do your business, get done, get out. Let's go on to the main event. Mm-hmm. People were already tired. They'd already been there for 7 hours. Why burn more time just so you can have a crazy dance segment?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, like, the dance segment, cool. It gets a reaction from the crowd, I guess, but that's not a WrestleMania moment. That's a Raw and SmackDown moment.
It's a lame moment.
I mean, I completely agree with you, but that's neither here nor there. I don't know, that there were just weird things like that, and then the whole Alexa Bliss hosting thing. Yeah, cool. It didn't add a single thing to the show, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I did think it was kind of cool when she was like, "Oh, I can make a WrestleMania moment happen by snapping my fingers," and she snapped her fingers. Obviously, Hulk Hogan came out. Cool, it was cool, but I don't know. The entire show had very, very strange pacing to it.
True.
True. Yeah.
Well, let's get right into it here, because I know you're ready to go off on some of these matches here. The pre-show, which by the way was 2 hours long. Yeah. 2 hours of WrestleMania was pre-show. Mm-hmm. So make that what you will.
Just real quick, the 7.5 hours, is that including pre-show or
yes,
no? Okay,
yes,
it is. Okay.
Yeah. See, look, if it was me, and this is just me, I would do a 1 hour pre-show and a 4 hour main show. The roster's just too big. Yeah. WrestleMania should be about, hey, this is about the big moments. This is the showcase of the immortals, is what they called it.
The best of the best.
The best of the best.
Not the person who's on payroll.
This isn't a participation trophy.
100%, yeah.
Not everybody needs to have a WrestleMania moment every year.
Yeah.
and I'll get into maybe some possible solutions later, but yeah, that's what this feels like every year going forward is like it's so long because we need to fit everybody in, and I commended on our preview episode Vince McMahon's willingness to do that, but there's other solutions.
Yeah,
there's other solutions.
You get a WrestleMania moment, and you get a WrestleMania moment,
and Kurt Hawkins gets a WrestleMania moment.
He sure does.
Yeah, he does.
He sure does. and Carmella.
And Carmella and Truth.
Yeah, and yeah.
So let's get right in on it. Pre-show, we had the first match on the pre-show, which was Tony Nese defeating Buddy Murphy for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Decent enough match.
That's fun.
Yeah. In fact, I would probably say one of the better matches on the card, to be honest. I liked how overall it was just fairly technical.
Which you get a lot from the whole 205 Live division, and especially from Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese. So yeah, you're right. The technicality of it was really, really cool. I actually personally had never seen Tony Nese before, but before this match, and I thought he looked great. I thought both of them looked great out there. I've talked about Buddy Murphy on the show before. Very talented guy. I like him a lot. All around a good match for sure.
Yeah, and I think that with Buddy Murphy dropping the title off, it really opens up a door, especially with this superstar shakeup that's coming up. It's going to open up the door for him to maybe move on to bigger and better things on the main roster. He's got the size for it.
Yeah,
I don't see why he couldn't make it.
Yeah, well, I always thought it was kind of weird that Buddy Murphy was on 205 Live because there's no way he's 205.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, there's no way.
Well, and Tony Nese also. I mean, look at him. He's pretty jacked. I mean, like they're like weighing in at 197 pounds. I'm like, yeah, you're like giving him 20 pounds lax right there.
Yeah,
like this dude's like at least 217.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is though. But yeah, really good match. And like I said, I think it's going to open up some doors here for Buddy Murphy.
Yeah, best match on the pre-show.
Absolutely.
By far.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's not saying much, but by far.
Carmella won a 17-woman WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. 17 is an odd number, don't you think, Steven?
It is kind of an odd number, yeah. That is a little weird.
It went about 10 minutes, 30 seconds. There was a spot where it looked like Asuka was going to win, and then Asuka got thrown out.
Which I got very angry at that moment, just because I know we had talked about this on the preview show. I had assumed that Asuka was going to win, and not only because I thought that that's what they were going to do, but I also thought that that was the right move. So I think it's very strange that they let Carmella win. I'm just really confused about the outcome of this match. I think it would have been better if Asuka had won it.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I think Carmella's had a decent enough year too.
Yeah.
Better year than Asuka. I mean, that's debatable.
I mean, I have nothing against Carmella. It's just with the recent events with Asuka, I think giving her the win here would have been good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I definitely agree with you there. Sarah Logan was the last one eliminated, so here's to hoping that with maybe this shakeup that's coming up, maybe Sarah Logan splits off from the Riot Squad and can have a decent run for herself.
I mean, that'd be really nice considering they're doing everything they possibly can to put the Riot Squad into the ground. So,
and no Lacey Evans in this match.
Yeah.
Lacey Evans was not present, though we did get Lana in a Wonder Woman costume.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We kind of spent a little bit. She looked very much not like herself.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know who it was.
You saw a blonde woman wrestling in the ring with a Wonder Woman outfit.
Pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. I didn't even realize it was her until you pointed it out.
It took some deduction on my part. Moving right along. Oh, yeah, by the way, before I move along to this next match, one of my favorite parts of the pre-show when we were watching is you commented on how horrible that trophy looked. It looked...
Oh, man.
Yeah, that women's Battle Royal trophy looked like it was made of wood.
Yeah, pretty much. Like wood or like PVC.
Wood with like really crap gold paint.
Oh man, it was
Spray paint.
bad. Like it literally looked like someone carved it out of wood and spray painted it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's unfortunate.
They could have done something with that.
They put some ribbons on it to make it look nicer.
It didn't.
It didn't.
It didn't do that.
In fact, it probably only made it worse.
Honestly.
Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, New Yorkers, defeated the Revival for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that, Steven?
It was a fine match.
It was all right.
Yeah, it was okay. A little long for my taste, personally.
Kurt Hawkins broke his streak.
He did. I was just about to mention that. That's honestly the bigger story here than them becoming champion. I mean, it's cool. They're champion now and everything. But man, Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah,
good job, man.
Good on him.
Yeah, good on him.
Good on him. And Zack Ryder, he was there too. He did his part.
He was there. Yes. No, I mean it was a decent match. I don't really have any like straight complaints about it or anything, but I also don't really have any crazy like WTF moments either. So
yeah, it was fine. I mean, I do feel a bit for the Revival though. I think their path is just about set. I mean, I don't have any insider knowledge or nothing, but I mean, look, the
writing's on the walls.
Yeah.
Were you just about to say that?
Yes, sir.
Man.
Absolutely.
We're on the same page here.
The pre-show finished with the 30-man Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
And I just want to mention the pre-show should have ended with that tag team match, and this next match shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, you complained last time around that this was basically a match about just really one angle.
Yeah,
and it was
yeah. You have 30 men in the ring for 3 guys.
It was all about Braun Strowman versus Colin Jost.
Yep.
the biggest
team.
I mean, Michael Che is
He
kind of
was
like
there.
He was there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't he throw himself out of the Battle Royal?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
No. It was. I mean, for what it's worth, it was kind of funny seeing like Colin Jost bring out his therapist and have him try to talk to Braun.
I forgot all about his therapist.
In a vacuum, okay, kind of funny, okay, but this is WrestleMania. Get this crap off my screen. Get this crap off my screen. I know last episode I complained about celebrities coming into WWE, and this only furthers my hate for that kind of angle. I really just... This match shouldn't have happened in my opinion.
I will give you some silver lining here. Okay? Yeah. And I'm perfectly willing to say this as a straight married male.
Continue.
Braun Strowman coming out shirtless.
I agree.
Much more intimidating than Braun Strowman shirted.
Yeah. No, 100%. And plus, he always wore the super weird, like, super skinny, super skinny strap.
Like the strapped, like a cut-off t-shirt.
Yeah.
Cut-off t-shirt.
I really didn't like it. But him coming out shirtless, thought that was awesome. He looked ready to kill somebody.
He looked Jack. I would have never thought that the man had a six-pack.
No.
He just looked like he was ready to go to war.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So
he reminds me of the Mountain from Game of Thrones.
Absolutely, yeah. I agree. That's actually a really good point.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman, man, cleaning house, wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, rightfully so.
Cool.
Yeah, Steven really enjoyed that segment.
I really didn't. I really didn't.
So to kick off the show, we got the national anthem, and it was four or six helicopters that slowly crawled across the sky.
Look around at the production value of this WrestleMania. You couldn't afford jets.
I don't know, dog. Maybe New York has some kind of like noise ordinance thing where they can't have jets fly over.
I mean, maybe, but like with jets, you have the whole like it's quick, and you're like, oh man, that's crazy. But with helicopters, it's like, oh, cool.
Usually the jets have like some kind of color stream to it.
Right.
Or it's like red, white, and blue, and you're like, America,
Yeah, exactly. But and it gives you the sense of patriotism, you know? The helicopters, they just kind of meandered. It was, I don't know, it was kind of weird.
It was something.
It is what it is. I mean, it's the national anthem. It's not like the most important thing on the card, but
Yeah, America.
Yeah.
You mentioned this earlier. Alexa Bliss comes out. She brings out Hulk Hogan. To the dismay of maybe half the audience.
Yeah, slightly cringy segment.
Yeah. I mean, he says, "What you gonna do?"
Yeah, brother. Yeah. Hulkamania.
That's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah. He holds his hand to his ear.
Alexa Bliss does the same.
Yeah, she starts hulking up.
She does the poses with him, the muscle poses.
Muscle poses.
I don't know, it was alright.
And thank God it was interrupted by Paul Heyman, who marched down to the ring. Now, from what I understand, Hulk Hogan was not told that Paul Heyman was going to come right out and interrupt him. So,
oh, really?
So Hogan was there on the stage like, what's going on? And, I don't like you, and points over at Paul Heyman. He throws his hands and hooey, whatever.
Yeah.
Brother. So Paul Heyman marches down to the ring and
steaming.
Yeah, steaming. He says that Brock has a plane to catch. Him and Brock have a plane to catch to Las Vegas.
Yeah, and they're not gonna wait around.
Yeah, they don't want to wait around to do this. So so brings out Brock. Brings out, and then Seth Rollins comes out, of course, too.
Yeah.
That
does happen.
Yep. He says, they're going to a place where they're ultimately appreciated.
Ba-doom.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sure that Daniel Cormier got all sorts of excited about that. So
yeah.
So let's get right down to it here. Seth Rollins defeats Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship.
Awesome. Cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got the championship. We got the outcome we wanted.
Everybody's happy, right?
Absolutely not.
Oh, oh gosh. Okay.
This match.
Go on, Steven.
So I usually try to speak a little bit more analytically and
eloquently
on this podcast. This match sucked. Now, we got the outcome we wanted, which is awesome. Brock Lesnar's leaving now and Seth Rollins is the champion. I'm happy about that. I really am. This match lasted 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Well, hold on. But didn't they fight on the outside for like 5 minutes, Steven? Didn't Seth take an F5 on the outside?
Okay, hold on. So, they didn't fight on the outside for 5 minutes.
Oh.
Brock Lesnar did the 3 moves that he knows how to do.
Oh.
And hit about 14 suplexes.
Oh.
Threw Seth Rollins a couple times.
Oh.
And did about 32 F5s.
Oh.
And then they got in the ring. I guess somehow momentum shifted.
Ref bump, dog.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the ref bump happened. Seth Rollins went for... We're doing full spoilers, right?
Sure.
Yeah, so Seth Rollins went for the low blow on Brock Lesnar, and then gave him not 1, not 2, but 3 stomps, and pinned him, got the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. My problems with Brock, this match only further illustrates my problems with Brock. And you put someone like Brock in a match with someone like Seth Rollins, you're expecting at least something. Give me some excitement. Anything. This match was way too short. It was completely one-sided all the way until the end. And this whole building up of Brock Lesnar and making him seem like a god and that no one can beat him. And then Seth gives him 3 curb stomps and 1, 2, 3 makes 0 sense. This match sucks.
I will say this. it can always be made up for if one stomp just puts away everybody else on the roster.
Yeah.
You can always make up for it and be like, you know what, that puts over Seth because Seth beats Brock, and it puts over Brock because that makes Brock tough as nails to have gotten 3 stomps to put him away to be dethroned. But hashtag Beast Slade, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that happened. It was an interesting way to kick off WrestleMania.
I suppose. I don't know.
I know you had much higher hopes than this, Steven.
Seth Rollins was supposed to be the hero we deserved.
Yeah, he is, right?
I mean, he did the thing.
He did the thing.
But I wouldn't honestly, and this is gonna sound super harsh, I wouldn't use the word entertaining to describe this match. I'll leave it at that.
I see.
I'll leave it at that.
I mean, I thought it was interesting, but I mean, moving right along, this next match was also interesting.
Yeah.
AJ Styles defeated Randy Orton in a singles one-on-one match that went about 16 and a half minutes. Orton was in charge for most of the early goings of it. AJ was he went in going stiff with some nice, tough-looking combinations.
Yeah.
That really kind of changed the tide there. There was some interesting spots where like AJ was doing some fake outs of more of his high spot moves to try and counter the RKO.
Yeah, that was a cool move.
It was a cool move.
Series of moves, I should say.
Yes, absolutely. It was. I did notice something there. There was people who went to online, went onto Twitter and Instagram, and posted their view from the match, and apparently there was one huge yellow spotlight that actually affected their viewing of the match.
Oh, no.
So there was probably a good quarter of the people in the audience that didn't get a chance to see this because of this giant yellow spotlight.
Man.
It's a bummer.
I know we were talking about it during the show, those 4 posts that are holding the cover for the ring up.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate because if you're one of those unlucky people that's sitting right behind those posts, I mean, I don't know, try to walk somewhere or I don't know,
protest.
You're not going to be able to see it from your seat. You know.
I mean, this was a good match, I would say. Catch it on the WWE Network if you didn't, if you haven't yet already. But yeah, I mean, it was very much what you would expect from these two. Yeah,
100%. And I know when we first did our WrestleMania preview show, we were hyping this matchup.
Yeah,
and it was pretty good. I will say it was slightly underwhelming from what I thought we were going to get from it. To be honest, I think if it was a little shorter, it would have come off a little bit better.
Yeah. They never seem to get out of like that the first couple gears.
Yeah, exactly.
It felt like it was in kind of a slower motion, and I don't know if that's just because that's how Randy likes to work, and AJ was just like, cool, I can work with this, and they just didn't excel beyond that. But it is what it is. I mean, it was fine, and I do hope that these guys have more matches in the future to prove a bigger, better quality match.
Yeah, for sure. Do we want to give the ratings?
Yeah, sure. Matches? So, sorry guys, we forgot. We're giving Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar a 2.5.
That's being generous.
And I would say give the AJ Styles Randy Orton match a 3.5.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lacey Evans came out and she left.
Per usual.
Yeah. Another one of the better matches on the card here for the SmackDown Tag Team titles: the Usos versus The Bar versus Shinsuke, and Rusev versus Aleister Black and Ricochet. So for the newcomers here, Aleister Black and Ricochet, they both got a pretty good pop.
Yeah,
I would say, all things considered. So that's going over well. So that's good news. Aleister Black and Sheamus started the match. Rusev tags in for Sheamus. The Usos looked great all the way through the match.
Oh, yeah, just quick comment on the Usos.
Yeah.
Their ring attire for WrestleMania was lit. I thought it was awesome.
It was pretty dope.
I thought it was cool. Just a quick plug for that.
Absolutely. Ricochet being a Ricochet, he was all over the place doing some really cool high spots. There was a really awesome multi-man spot where I think they were going to try and superplex Ricochet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what happened is they tried to make it to where he would flip out of the superplex and be like just like standing there, and everybody else crashing and falling. But he kind of just like tucked and rolled and like went to the corner, and he was still like, whoa, I made it out of there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a pretty good match. Ricochet hit the 630, but that was not enough to win the match. Double splash by the Usos helped them retain. So the Usos walked in as champs to walk out as champs. I gave this one about a 3.5, Steven.
No, I pretty much agree with that. One thing, I'm not a huge fan of the Bar. I'm also not the biggest fan of Shinsuke and Rusev together. I like them separately, but not really together. However, all the tag teams looked really, really solid in this match, I think.
Yeah.
There were a lot of really good spots. I see in the notes you did have the Cesaro spinning Ricochet.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that was for, but
it was definitely one of the longest airplane spins that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because as he was doing that to Ricochet, Sheamus was going around the ring and just clubbering people with the forearms.
Yep.
So it took a good couple minutes, I would say.
No, but just really, really solid tag team work here. Aleister Black and Ricochet specifically looked super solid as a tag team. They were actually coming up with some double team moves that we haven't seen from them too much.
Yep.
And they were looking really, really good.
Perhaps they were inspired by NXT TakeOver from Friday.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps so.
I really did think that this was going to be Ricochet and Aleister Black's coming out party and being like, bro, we're champs. And just cementing their spot on the roster and them coming away with their WrestleMania moment. But that was not to be. There's always next time.
Yeah.
I hope that they stay together as a team, or at least they both end up on SmackDown through this superstar shakeup.
I mean, honestly, before they were a team, I didn't know I needed it. But now that they're a tag team, they are so awesome
They're
together.
really good.
Really, really awesome together. Because, Ricochet's more of the high-flying. Aleister Black's more... I mean, he has his high-flying too, but Aleister Black's more of the striking.
Grounded and striking.
But Aleister Black does have the high-flying, and Ricochet has the striking too. Yeah. So you get the best of both worlds where both of them can almost do everything.
Yeah.
And so it just comes up with some really, really cool tag team dynamics, and I'm really, really digging it.
They've got a good yin-yang dynamic there.
Yeah.
So I hope that they stick around. I mean, both guys would work really well with the SmackDown audience. And I think we've said it over and over, but with Fox wanting a more sporting project from SmackDown, I think that these two guys deserve to be there alongside guys like Mustafa Ali and Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston.
Honestly, I think that might be what they were going with originally, or going for,
Maybe Pete Dunne should show up on SmackDown. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be really dope.
I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's freed up.
He is. He doesn't have the UK Championship anymore.
Who knows?
We'll have to wait and see. We got a Hall of Fame segment here. DX comes out. They get a huge pop. X-Pac has to be reminded that they're doing a photo op, so Triple H is seen on camera being like, "Hey, hurry up, get over here." So that was interesting. Here's one of your favorite matches on the card, Steven.
That was good.
It was fine. So you're more into this angle than I am. But, the Falls Count Anywhere match between Shane McMahon and The Miz. We got to see Mr. Miz come into the ring.
We did.
Put up his Dukes.
He did.
Instantly became a meme legend.
Yeah, the Dukes got pushed down very quickly. No more Dukes.
No more Dukes.
No, but I mean, me personally, like I said, this match is it's just good, man. It's just good. Shane McMahon, The Miz, they just know what they're doing.
You described it as junk food.
Yeah, exactly. And we just got more junk food in this match. And I don't know. I really, really like this angle. It seems like they're going to continue it. I'm cool with it. I really like it. I thought the match itself was really good. They definitely lived up to it being a Falls Count Anywhere match. They were all over the arena. You're giving me the face. What's the face for, Tanner?
You're not gonna like this.
Go ahead. Crush my dreams. Go ahead.
This was one of those things where I felt like it could have been a SmackDown match.
Oh.
Like a really good SmackDown main event.
Oh man.
Like hold on, hear me out.
Uh-huh.
Like, I feel like this whole match was designed for one specific spot. And you know the spot I'm talking about. The spot that wins the match.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a huge superplex
Mm-hmm.
off of, what I think you called it a camera tower.
Well, that's what they called it.
It was like some kind of large scaffold.
Yeah, they called it a camera tower. I'm not sure what it was.
And they just happened to have a perfectly placed crash pad right underneath.
Oh,
so
convenient.
It's very convenient.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, I gave this 3 stars just for the sheer balls that it took to give a superplex probably 15, maybe 20 feet up in the air and going through a giant crash pad like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty ballsy for both guys.
Yeah.
So I'll give it 3 stars for that. The Miz is not a brawler. And Shane McMahon, his punches are either they are literally hit or miss. Like
literally.
Like literally hit or miss. Like he's actually gonna potato somebody in the face with one of his fists.
Suspend your disbelief, Tanner.
Hey man, he probably hit Miz for real, like probably 10 times at least during the course of that match.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel for Miz on that one.
He fought for that one.
He fought for it. So, but hey, you know what? I mean, if you like just a crazy brawl, you know, I mean, this is fine. You know, go ahead, you know, check it out, man.
I don't know, man. I thought the match was good. Like you said, I'm a little bit more invested.
You love this match.
I love this angle, man. I don't know. Was it the best match ever, you know, from a technical wrestling standpoint? No.
It's no Okada Omega, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it's not. But did I jump out of my seat when they went through the crash pad? Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know,
I did too. I mean, that was impressive.
Yeah.
I will say this. Shane can't be doing that too much more.
No.
He's got to take it easy.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I really want this angle to continue. I think it's good. I'm giving it 3.5 just based off of a straight entertainment standpoint.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Paige came out to be the special guest commentator of the next match, the women's tag titles here. Boston Hug Connection versus Nia Jax and Tamina. Boo! Versus Natalya and Beth Phoenix versus the Iconics. This was just really sloppy, in my opinion. It's just, I don't know. The Divas of Doom looked really good. Natalya can obviously work. Beth Phoenix looked a little bit rusty, but I know she can work. Nia Jax and Tamina, I mean, fine. Like, look, they're top heels, so sure.
Yeah. They came out with the braids.
Yeah.
Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Iconics are not the best workers ever, but they were super over in New York. And then the Boz and Hug Connection, I mean, Bayley and Sasha can work really, really well, but they weren't facing each other. They were facing everybody else.
Right.
So we got new champs. The Iconics won the titles. The crowd popped really, really huge for it, which is surprising.
Very surprising, honestly.
I mean, I don't know. Look, I'm not hating on it. I just don't get the appeal
of
the Iconics.
Yeah.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
You know, I just
see, the Iconics are, I guess it might be similar for you with me and Drew McIntyre. I'm not hating. I really don't get the appeal.
I just don't.
You know, that's kind of where I am on the Iconics as well. You know, they did do the whole, you know, capitalizing on an opportunity.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So it was cool. I don't know. One thing, they are good on the mic. They're fine in the ring. So it's not necessarily a bad thing that they're champion. I don't think that this match was exceptionally good or anything. It wasn't bad, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, for sure. And, you know, I mean, it is notable for one thing. Michael Cole used the technical term for this move, the Meteora, which I have never heard him say before in my life. So it was like, wow, okay, wow, you're actually... He actually said it twice.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Twice
in one match.
Yeah. Yeah. He also says that that with Fatal 4-Way rules, that rope breaks aren't a thing.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
I really don't understand what they're doing because, you know, at WrestleMania you have Michael Cole saying that rope breaks aren't a thing in Fatal 4-Ways. Last Raw, you have Corey Graves saying that triple threats are no DQ. It's like, where... Give me a copy of your rule book.
Look, well, yes, I completely agree with that. I would like a memo for that as well.
Yeah.
Look, I know that you're not a big fan of the whole triple threat no DQ thing. I think it's passable. Like, I think it's fine.
No.
Look. But this is far worse. Like, this is like...
Yeah.
This is like... How can you say that there's no rope break in a Fatal 4-Way? Like,
well, it kind of like, and I know this isn't what happened, but it almost seems like someone botched a move, and Michael Cole's like, "Oh, by the way, there's no rope breaks. Let me fix this real quick."
Yeah, it's not supposed. Well, he's got Vince in his ear, and
right.
Vince is over 70 years old. I'm pretty sure I've seen him take dozens of chair shots to the head over the course of my fandom.
Yeah.
I'm thinking he's starting to forget stuff. So
he doesn't know the rules to his own match. Or
like you said, maybe he's just trying to protect something. I would like to think the latter.
Yeah. I mean, there doesn't really seem to be anything that they would need to protect necessarily. So I don't really know. I've never heard of this Fatal 4-Ways having no rope break. I've never heard of a triple threat being no DQ, and now I've heard both of these strange rules in the matter of a week.
And you heard Michael Cole say Meteora twice.
We did. Yeah.
Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen. WWE Championship match. The match of the night, in my opinion. Daniel Bryan defending the championship against Kofi Kingston. Kofi Mania was out in full force tonight.
Oh, yeah.
For that match. There was a brilliant sign in the audience, though, that said, "Tickle me fickle."
Make that a shirt.
Yeah, that'd be a wonderful shirt.
Make it a shirt, because that is great.
Maybe we should beat him to the punch.
Maybe.
Yeah, ProWrestlingTees.com.
Yeah, get your Tickle Me Fickle shirt.
Yeah. Hashtag Headlocktalk.
Oh, God, we might have to.
Yeah.
No, we'll figure it out.
Okay. Let's pin that one here in the books, ladies and gentlemen.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You said pin it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. That was a tight pin there.
Yeah.
Small package.
Yeah.
Getting back to the match here. Yeah, this was absolutely, hands down, the best match on the card.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a solid 4 stars. There was really good back and forth action. Daniel Bryan proved that he's the best worker in the company.
Mm-hmm.
Kofi Kingston showed that he can go toe to toe, which was great. He lived up to the moment. Daniel Bryan could not put Kofi away after several different things, multiple label locks, stomps to the face, stomps in the corner, big knees, running drop kicks. He gave everything, and Kofi just wouldn't quit.
Yeah, no, 100%. I really, really, really dug this match. Like you said, just some really solid work from both of them, especially Daniel Bryan, I think, even though he did, lose the match, obviously. But just some really, really solid technical work, from Bryan, but also from Kofi. This was just a really nice moment.
Really good storytelling.
Yeah, very good storytelling, for sure.
Kofi celebrates with his kids in the ring.
Yeah.
I will say this. Before the match started, right, Big E comes out, and him and Xavier Woods both, right?
Right. And
Big E shows Kofi that he's got this present. Like, he's like, "I've got this present for you, Kofi. It's gonna be great." and I was like, okay, well, cool. All right, what's in the box?
Right, because you did predict the the Big E Langston heel turn.
I did. So I was like, man, what's in the box? And I kept taking the notes, and I would look at the match, and I kept watching, taking notes, and looking at the match. And then Kofi finally won, right? And they went outside and they unveiled the championship, right? And I just had this image as Big E grabbed the present. I was like, oh man, what if like they get in the ring and Kofi's celebrating and he's got the title on his shoulder, he's looking all happy, and then Big E's just kind of like nodding, like, yeah, Kofi, open it, open it, and then Kofi just opens up the box, and then Kofi's shocked, and then you see Big E's eyes just bug out and his face starts shaking. And then he just lift up the severed unicorn hand from the box. Just a severed unicorn head just right out of the box. And he just flips out and then like kicks Xavier in the face, pump kicks him. And then big ending on Kofi. And then just goes total psychopath. Throws this severed unicorn's head into the audience.
Oh, man. That would have been awesome.
The crowd would have just been furious. Yeah. It would have been brilliant. But no.
Severed unicorn head.
Yeah. CWWE. Yeah, CWWE. This is the kind of writing that you're missing out here from the guys at Headlocktalk. You want to know how to draw heat? You know, take a severed unicorn's head out of a box.
You don't think a Big E heel turn will work? Watch this.
Yeah, I got you. Hold my beer.
I mean, that would have been cool.
Yeah. It would have been something.
And then the present actually turned out to be a shameless WWEshop.com plug.
Yeah.
For their new champion shirts.
Can't imagine which route would have been better. The severed unicorn's head or the t-shirt. But no, it was a beautiful moment for Kofi and his family.
It was. Absolutely.
And it's,
great moment and some great wrestling within that moment. So, yeah, all around good.
Yeah. And it was about this time that the crowd started to die. This is the turning point at which I consider this the ugly, ladies and gentlemen. Most things after the Kofi match just kind of went downhill.
Oh, do you want to say Kofi Daniel Bryan match? We did give 4 stars.
4 stars for Kofi and
4
Daniel
shining
Bryan.
stars. Good job, y'all.
Brilliant match. Definitely best match on the card.
Yeah.
The next match on the card, I didn't even give a rating because it was just kind of nothing. This is where you said this was the bad here. Samoa Joe, the champ, defeated Rey Mysterio in a minute to retain the U.S. title.
That's a thing that happened.
Yeah, he just choked out Rey, and that was it.
I mean, you had to pick Rey for this? Because the whole point of this match is to make Samoa Joe look amazing.
Yeah.
And that he's the, super tough guy.
Yeah.
Crazy submission, which he is. You got to put Rey in the match to do that?
Yeah.
Come on.
Look, if it was me booking, and again, this isn't my job, but I mean, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
If this was me booking, I would have rather put Andrade and Rey Mysterio in a match, maybe on the pre-show, just to kind of get things going.
Yeah. And
taking this match off somewhere, maybe just take off the. You're probably gonna hate me for saying this, but take the Shane and Miz match off and do. Well, hold on. Do Samoa Joe versus John Cena.
I mean, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
At this point, and you're gonna hate me for this, I would prefer the Shane Miz match.
That's fine. Just look, you could have done so much more here, I think, is our point overall.
Exactly.
And I don't think that this lived up to. Actually, you know what? It perfectly lived up to the booking because there was hardly any booking done to get us here.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. It's unfortunate for Rey, and it's unfortunate for Joe, but I hope Joe looks strong going forward from here. And who knows what the future has in hold for Joe. And maybe, hopefully he stays strong.
We shall see.
We shall see.
Yeah.
The next match was a bit forgettable, I'll be honest. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. It's kind of slow. It's kind of plodding. This is kind of exactly what you would actually expect from these two guys. It's just a big man match. Roman has the comeback halfway through after he hits woken up by a slap from McIntyre. Roman wins with a spear. And he's a bit emotional after the match. Huge fireworks go off for Roman. But yeah, I mean, I feel for Roman. This is his first WrestleMania back. He didn't think he was going to get here after battling leukemia. And it's a good moment for him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. In the actual reality of things, yes, it is a good moment for Roman. And that was kind of cool to see. However, I do remember specifically calling over to you during this match and telling you how bored I am.
Yeah.
I specifically remember that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not a big man match fan. I don't know, but this one was just...
It depends. This one was just a little bit... This was definitely a WWE big man match.
Yeah.
Like, whoever set this thing up did it for a specific reason, but it just came off as the same kind of big man matches that we've seen before.
Well, it also doesn't help that, like I said earlier in the show and on previous episodes, I'm not the biggest fan of Drew McIntyre. I'm also, not the hugest fan of Roman Reigns either.
Fair.
So, I don't know. It was just a kind of slow match from two wrestlers that aren't my favorite, and so I was kind of just ready for it to get on with it,
Yeah.
Also, at this point, this is what, 3.5, 4 hours in?
Probably a little bit longer.
A little bit longer than that. So yeah, we're already feeling a little bit of the fatigue from it too. So it was kind of all those things combined. It was just I don't want to be overly rude or critical, but it was just kind of a boring match. It really didn't go anywhere for me.
It would have been I even think that this would have been probably not even a great house show or Raw main event. Both guys could have brought out a lot more.
Yeah. But
perhaps they're saving it for, maybe another occasion. I really don't know.
Yeah.
There was a funny Snickers commercial with Rana and Rusev.
Nailed it.
Lana and Rusev.
Who's Rana?
Rana. Sounds hot. Rana.
Sounds like a dude. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. I was thinking of Hurricane Rana. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fine. There was a segment with Elias where Elias wants to have a musical performance. He literally has a video screen of him behind a drum set, another him behind a piano, and then of course Elias somehow is also magically in the ring.
Yeah.
So 3 Eliases playing 3 different musical instruments.
Is the plural for Elias Eli?
Yeah. Hey, there we go. Let's start using that.
Yeah. 3 Eli.
So there was 3 Eli. One playing the drums, one playing a piano, one playing guitar. Elias blatantly rips off Seven Nation Army at one point.
Yeah.
So I think
you can hear the lawyer.
Yeah, you can hear Jack White.
The 7 lawyer army.
Yeah, Jack White's 7 lawyer army preparing a cease and desist letter to Elias. Renee Young says, "Wow,
wow."
What a musical performance.
Yeah.
We then get
one of my favorite parts of WrestleMania.
Oh my gosh. So we then get a video package that interrupts Elias about Babe Ruth.
Yep.
Yeah. Big Babe Ruth calling his shot.
Called the shot.
Yeah, and who else would have shown up but the doctor of thugonomics himself?
This is basic thugonomics.
Word life.
I'm untouchable, but I'm forcing you to feel me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 7 lawyer armies about to bring out their pens again. But yeah,
this was great.
Yeah,
I don't even care.
Yeah. Thugonomics era John Cena comes out. Look, he's wearing a Yankees jersey and a Yankees hat, so he must have lost a bet.
Yeah.
He's from Massachusetts. He's a self-described Red Sox fan, so I really don't know what he's doing here, except for just
he's working.
Kissing fan butt.
Yeah, he's working.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
He has a lot of great lines. It was pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
One of them was he says, "I feel like I'm watching one of my movies because this whole thing sucks." And then John Cena says that he's gonna give Elias the FU, and so he gives him the FU.
Not
the
attitude adjustment.
Not the attitude adjustment. He drops the 5-knuckle shuffle on
He does.
Elias, and that was that.
Yeah.
Steven saw his life flash before his eyes
Dude.
when Thugonomics John Cena came out.
I thought it was great. Oh man. See, Thugonomics John Cena.
Yeah.
That he's like a cornerstone of my wrestling life. A cornerstone, Tanner.
Yeah. I hear you.
Cornerstone.
Yeah. Thugonomics John Cena's he's a cool guy.
I thought it was freaking awesome. If we actually get something from this, I don't know, but I thought it was cool that they did it. I really do hope that we do get this out of John Cena. Me personally, I think it'd be really cool.
I saw a really great meme.
Mm-hmm.
It says like kid to dad. The kid says, Dad, what's wrong with John Cena? And the dad goes, it's okay, son. The doctor's back. the doctor's back. And it says wipes tear away.
Yeah. Man. Basic Thugonomics, word life. I'm all about it. Give me more.
Yeah, Steven marked out hard. Triple H versus Batista.
I give that segment 5 stars, by the way. Anyways.
Triple H versus Batista was an interesting bout, to say the least.
Yeah, there was some weird stuff.
Look, if you're a big fan of what's the best way to put this here? I've got to be very careful.
Are we talking about the match or the entrances?
Okay, we'll talk about the entrances first.
Okay. Well, the first one was Batista coming out
drunk.
What?
No, go on.
Oh, I understand why you made that joke. So yeah, Batista comes out in an Escalade. He's got a whole posse with him. These guys look like, I don't know, Secret Service almost.
Yeah.
Or just some kind of security guards. But comes out, does the whole the guns.
Batista.
Yeah, the guns. He did miss the timing on the last thing of fireworks.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Whatever. Walks down into the ring. I didn't even notice this though.
Yeah.
What happened when he got in the ring?
Yeah, he was going up the stairs, and it looked a little bit odd. Him getting going up the stairs, and then he tries getting through the ropes, and then he just trips over himself through the ropes. Like, everything looked really, really odd. And so he took a moment and went outside the ring and walked around the ring, and I think he got his composure back. He may have been a little bit nervous, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a very odd moment.
Yeah.
Triple H comes out, and it's like a scene from Mad Max. Which, I mean, that's a pretty dated reference, right?
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mad Max was what, 2014?
Yeah.
13?
I would say at earliest, maybe 2017 or 18.
Yeah. Well, the newest one, isn't there an older one? There's an older Mad Max, right?
I mean, the oldest Mad Maxes are 20 or 30 years old.
Okay, yeah.
But even the newest remake with Tom Hardy's from maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was kind of weird for sure.
Interesting choice.
Yeah.
By Triple H here. But this scene was this match was like a scene out of a Quentin Tarantino movie. More or less is my best way to describe it. It was violent. It was certainly not what I would have expected at part.
Yeah, honestly, if you've ever played Grand Theft Auto 5, if you remember the torture sequence in Grand Theft Auto 5,
it was
there were some veins of that,
some allusions to Grand Theft Auto 5.
No, it was a little bit more brutal than I thought it would be. There was some chains being whipped around. There were some pliers being applied to fingers.
Very hard to watch at times.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, suspend your disbelief, but they sold it extremely well. Some of the things that was going on in that ring, man, there was some brutality.
There was a cameo by a particular wrestling legend.
Yes.
That was something.
Woo!
Absolutely. So it's definitely worth your attention. I probably gave it within the 3 to 3.5 star range.
Yeah. I honestly really, really like the match. I think both you and I, our biggest criticism was it's just a little long.
It was very long.
Yeah, I mean...
It was almost 25 minutes long.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Man, see, I think this match actually would have come off a lot better if they had stuck to more of the, 14 to 15 minute mark.
Yeah.
It was just a little bit long. There was some kind of long-winded, slow segments in between the brutal segments that could have stood to either go away entirely or just pick up the pace a little bit. But all in all, I thought it was a pretty good match.
Yeah.
I forget what we rated it.
About a 3.5.
3.5? I think that's fair. Yeah, for sure.
We had the Kurt Angle farewell match against Baron Corbin. Corbin dominated early. Angle came back with some Germans.
Angle came back with some Germans?
Yeah. Das gut job.
What'd he do with the Germans?
Yeah, they drank a lot of beer.
I see.
No, I'm just kidding. German suplexes, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
sorry, I had to.
Of course, it's fine. Kurt Angle, goodness. Kurt Angle even attempted a, thank you, Steven, moonsault is what I'm trying to get to.
Yep.
Moonsault attempt by Kurt. He missed, and then Corbin hit the end of days, and that's the 1, 2, 3. So the crowd was dead silent after that 3 count. You could hear a pin drop.
Oh yeah,
it was nuts. For me, I really, really was hoping that Angle would come away with the victory here. I know that's not typically what happens for somebody who is going through their last match. They're typically supposed to go out on their shield, like we previously discussed. But that was not the case here for Kurt. He should have won that match for people to have a go home good feeling for him. But that's not what we got here, Steven.
Yeah, I mean, if we did get more of what the fans were wanting, for example, Kurt Angle, John Cena, if we did get something like that, it definitely would have made sense for Kurt Angle to go out on his shield. But one, Baron Corbin is not the person who should have been facing Kurt Angle in his last match. And two, he absolutely should not be the person to defeat Kurt Angle in his last match.
Yeah.
I thought this was... I personally could have done without. I don't know. I know you and I, we gave it 2 stars just out of respect for Kurt Angle, but yeah.
Jesus. I mean, Baron Corbin better be on a rocket ship to heal them. Yeah. I mean, I know he already is, but I mean, they better do something with him now because he definitely shouldn't have won this match in my professional opinion. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Demon Finn Balor came out and dominated Lashley.
Yeah.
And took back that Intercontinental title. It was a nice, fun match. Feel a little bit bad for the whoever was in charge of doing Finn Balor's paint. They did an amazing job on his paint work.
Probably his best demon to date.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this match only went probably 4 minutes. And Finn just killed Lashley. Probably one of the biggest coup de grace that I've ever seen.
Yeah. He ate all of that.
All of that coup de grace. Which was nice. I mean, Finn is as IC champ. That's how it should be. I'm really looking forward to them doing something crazy cool with this IC title run now. I mean, especially with the shakeup. I mean, you could have Finn and Kevin Owens renew their rivalry. I think we mentioned a couple weeks ago, or maybe on the WrestleMania preview episode, maybe breaking up Gable and Rude, and have each of them have a shot over at Finn. I think Finn should be the IC title holder for the long term here.
Absolutely.
Until somebody else gets hot enough to take the title off of him. I mean, Finn's the man for that title.
Yeah, I mean, if for whatever reason you don't want to put one of the big titles on Finn, I think he's perfectly deserving of either WWE or Universal title. But at least Give him the Intercontinental. He does fantastic work. He gets a huge pop every time he comes out.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't see any reason for him to not have a really successful reign. So,
Yeah,
pretty
absolutely.
excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Alexa Bliss came out. The attendance was 82,265. WWE.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
I will say WWE is notorious for fudging the numbers. So I will say that there was probably legitimately 80,000 people in the arena at the time.
Mm-hmm.
However many was actually paid for attendance, I don't know. That's debatable.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, R-Truth and Carmella came out for a dance break. They said it would take 7 seconds, and it took 30.
Yep. Yep.
Ugh.
This is one of the segments that not only didn't need to happen, but shouldn't have happened because it took away from the show.
Look, at
It is
this,
what it is.
by the time that the dance segment ended, we were at 7 hours of WrestleMania,
Yeah.
including the pre-show.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to be excited about a 30-second dance break 7 hours in, when the only reason I'm still watching is for the match that you're making me wait another 30 seconds for a stupid dance break? For real? Come on.
Yeah. That's it, man. Yeah. Main event time. Winner takes all. Rowdy Ronda Rousey versus the Queen, Charlotte Flair,
Yep.
versus the man, Becky Lynch. Charlotte got an interesting entrance where she was helicoptered in, perhaps on one of those helicopters that flew over the arena earlier.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Maybe that's why they were going slow. They were trying to find the helipad.
Perhaps.
Who knows?
Who knows? Let's see here. Ronda Rousey was played to the ring by Joan Jett. When she got a decent enough reaction, and then Becky came out next and got another really good pop. So
As she always does.
yeah, so pretty big "Let's Go Becky" chants early on. It's a pretty furious start all the way through, and it went all the way through. A little bit disjointed, a little bit disorganized of a match. Can I say that it lived up to the hype? No. But for what it's worth, the match was fine.
Yeah.
There were some pretty funny spots here. Rousey tells Charlotte that she chops like a bitch. And then Charlotte gave probably the biggest chop of her life to Ronda.
Yeah.
Killed her dead. I mean, Rousey did actually put on a double arm bar.
Yeah.
To Charlotte.
I remember we talked about this. I was trying to visualize how it was going to go.
Yeah.
And it didn't go how I thought it would go.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't think...
I don't know.
I didn't think of this angle here as to how she would apply it, but Ronda Rousey would know more about applying submission holds than I would. So
Fair
yeah.
point. Yeah.
The match did not end like many would expect, and I'm not quite sure how they came up with this plan. It's hard to explain.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me quite a few days of doing some really hard thinking about this, and I just don't know if it was a conversation with like Vince and all three of them, or if it was Ronda not wanting to get tapped out, and that's a conversation she had with Vince, or how this all went down. But the finish really came out of nowhere. Basically, Becky rolled through on a crossbody block onto Ronda and pinned her down 1, 2, 3. There was some controversy.
Yeah, crucifix.
Crucifix pin. Yep, sorry, that's the better technical term. And so, what was strange is Corey Graves was on commentary saying, "Well, Ronda's shoulders weren't down. And the ref was out of position."
Which on replay, her shoulders absolutely were not down.
No, yeah, she was moving around.
Yeah,
and I think Corey paying attention to that, and I think this was a gaffe on Ronda's part, where she should have had her shoulders all the way down, but she did this kind of like struggling thing, trying to sell it, and her shoulders weren't down. And I think that's the only true botch of that.
Yeah.
But all of that, between Corey Graves making note of that and Ronda actually not having her shoulders down, totally sent confusion as to whether or not it was a botch or not.
Well, I mean, you could even just feel it, like right after it happened. You know, watching the wrestling show, there's a slight murmur that's going on from the crowd, whether they're chanting or not, if they're quiet, whatever. You can hear the crowd.
Right.
Crowd went dead silent.
Yep.
The announcers went silent.
Yep.
Becky's music then played. Becky's music started playing before Becky or Ronda even looked like they knew what was going on.
Yep. Ronda was protesting the finish.
Yeah. Becky, who won, looked confused. I think we all shared that look with her. I mean, whose fault it was, who knows? It's an unfortunate thing that happened.
Right. This was not the same kind of dramatic main event moment that we're used to seeing in a WrestleMania main event.
Exactly. I don't know. Like we said, it kind of came out of nowhere. It was very, very confusing. No one really seemed to know what was going on.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, it was a decent match. It was just a very unfortunate ending to a match that could have been better and could have had a better reception had the ending gone as planned.
Well, that too, and I think that at the end of the match, the show had gone on for 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
So there were people who were probably very tired, people who were very confused by what just happened.
Yeah.
So it didn't help any of their case here.
Right.
So that kind of leaves me to close out my thoughts here on WrestleMania. Like I said earlier, I think that there should be a 1-hour pre-show and a 4-hour main show, right? And make it the showcase of the Immortals. Make it the top storylines of the year, the top rivalries, the biggest matchups. Make that WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, WrestleMania is not supposed to be a participation award.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if we need to, and this has been discussed before, and it's gone all throughout the wrestling community, if you need to do NXT TakeOver on a Friday, and then have another wrestling card on Saturday, before the night before WrestleMania, that's fine. Do that.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But put those other matches that maybe weren't as notable, and I hate to say that, but if they're not that big match, maybe just put them on another card for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be fine.
I mean, just looking at the card here, there's several matches that I think, they were fine matches, but I think overall, them being on the card, making the show the length that it was definitely to the detriment of the show.
Yeah, just get somebody to sponsor it. Be like, WrestleMania brought to you by Coca-Cola, and just make it like South by Southwest or ACL or something like that, where it's like, this is a weekend extravaganza. People can come and go as they please. If you buy WrestleMania tickets, you're buying a 3-day pass. You're buying a pass to TakeOver. You're buying a pass to WrestleMania Day 1 and WrestleMania Day 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Day 2 is the one that has all the big stuff going on.
Yeah.
So
WrestleMania Day 1 would be the pre-show.
Kind of.
To a certain degree.
Yeah, like you could maybe have it like with a huge intercontinental match at the end, or like a ladder match or something. Maybe a match that has an effect on WrestleMania Night 2. Like, say you have like a 3-way match on WrestleMania Night 1 to close the show for a number 1 contender shot at the title on WrestleMania Night 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You can make up all sorts of stuff. But make it like a festival.
I mean, that definitely would be one way to solve it. That would be going on you wanting to keep the match count the same, just spreading it over 2 days. Or even if you spread it over 2 days, you might even want more matches.
Yeah, you could do 10 matches on night 1 and 10 matches on night 2. Just don't give me 17 matches in one night where I have to sit down for 7 hours.
Even 10 matches
over 2 days. That's a lot of wrestling.
Right.
You know, and like you said, it shouldn't be a participation event.
Right.
You know, I think it should be just the one day. This is WrestleMania. Here is 8 matches that you can't wait to see.
But you know what too? And I just thought of this. But if they were more interested in co-opting with like New Japan or AEW and was like, hey, listen, you come out to WrestleMania Night 1, you're going to see some guys from New Japan that you've never seen before.
Yeah.
Or you're going to see Kenny Omega face Seth Rollins or something crazy like that.
Yeah. That kind of goes against WWE's whole motto of pretending that they're the only wrestling brand out there.
But I mean, look at how much more money they would make. They're
agree with you,
making
but
history. You know,
I agree with you. I really don't see something like that happening.
Well, but say you did get somebody to sponsor it, somebody as big as Coca-Cola or McDonald's or Mars bars or Amazon.
I thought you meant the planet Mars.
The planet Mars, bringing you WrestleMania
there's not
45.
There's not a lot there to sponsor.
You know, Martians,
–
rovers, different spaceships, laser guns.
Is that what's on Mars?
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, we can have a Mars related episode someday. We'll talk about aliens and stuff. You want to do that, Steven?
Can't say I do.
Well, darn. I was already planning it.
Oh. Well, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it after this show. But yeah, no, I mean, just take it out of WWE's hands and be like, listen, this is WrestleMania. Look, you come out here, we'll pay all your people to do this here. You can book the card, but here's what we also want you to do. We want you to plan on matches with AEW, or we wanted you to plan on having matches with guys from New Japan because we're going to bring them in. Can you do it? Cool, let's book this.
Yeah.
And just make it WrestleMania.
That'd be pretty sweet.
WrestleFest.
WrestleFest. I mean, I don't hate that.
Sounds dope.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you are going to spread it over 2 days, you're definitely going to have to go through some kind of crazy reinvention of what WrestleMania is.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, to that point, Wrestle Kingdom 14 next year, they're doing 2 days at the Tokyo Dome. So I don't know if that means that they're doing like the normal Wrestle Kingdom show and then the day after, which is their New Year's Dash, if they're doing just that both in the Tokyo Dome, or if that literally means Wrestle Kingdom 14 is 2 days. But next year there's going to be an experiment.
Okay.
And we'll see if maybe this comes to pass.
Yeah, maybe WrestleMania 36 is the first time we get 2-day WrestleMania.
Yeah, maybe we learn some lessons, about what you can do with wrestling. WrestleMania 36 will be in Tampa.
Yep.
We'll have some interesting matches like the Buried Treasure Battle Royal. A parrot on a pole match.
Cool.
Different pirate themed things.
Yeah. Various pirate themed matches.
Yeah. A rum punch blindfold match.
Okay.
Yeah. A Shiver Me Timbers gauntlet match. It'll be great.
Okay. Davy Jones Memorial Battle Royal.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll see.
A 2 out of 3 Scurvies match. Final thoughts on WrestleMania 35, Steven.
Oh, man. Mixed bag of things. Very, very good show, in my opinion, overall. I mean, honestly, it's just too long. I mean, that's really the only thing. Very good show. Too long.
Yeah, 100%.
Those are my 2 closing sentences.
I agree with you 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure speaking with you here tonight. I'm glad that we could go over WrestleMania 35 with you. Yeah. We look forward to WrestleMania 36.
100%.
Hopefully it'll be awesome. Again, my name's Tanner. To my left is Steven. Don't forget to give us a follow. Actually, you're not to my left. You're to my right.
No, you almost got through the episode, Tanner.
Crap. To my right, the one and only is Steven.
Hello.
Hello. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Headlocktalk. Again, that's at Headlocktalk. You can also subscribe to our YouTube page. Guess what the name of that is?
Headlocktalk?
Oh, brilliant. Yes, it is at Headlocktalk.
Nice.
So you can find us there on YouTube. Don't forget, look up on that page. You see where you're at right now on those podcasts? That's like Stitcher and Spotify and iTunes, right? You're on those pages, right, Steven?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. You see right up there towards the top, there's this button that says subscribe.
I see it.
Go ahead and press that button, ladies and gentlemen. Boop! Boom. Now you've got more content. You're going to stay subscribed to us. You're going to get everything that we put out here for you guys. We definitely want your feedback. Your feedback's helped us craft and create new segments for the show that we're going to be debuting. So hopefully we'll get to see J-Raw maybe sometime soon.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
So, yeah, we look forward to doing this new layout, and I hope you guys really enjoy what we have to come up with. Until next time, though, ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name's Tanner. To my right, the one and only Mr. Stephen Grudy.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you, guys, and y'all have yourself a great night.
Later, y'all.